Hello. Do you like my shirt? That's the first question. I really enjoy patterns because they get people's attention, and I love attention. I know, weird. Anyway, fun fact about this shirt, it's actually a child's dress, and I didn't know that at the time because it was just laying in a random spot in Walmart. This was months ago, and then I checked the app, and it was like junior medium child's butterfly hoodie dress. I said, well, now it's a shirt. So here we are. I hope you enjoy it. I'm trying to like keep my composure. This topic gets me really heated. So obviously if you saw the title, you kind of know the direction we're going. We are going to talk some shit today about life coaching as an industry, and this entire month. We are just spreading negativity this whole month because that's okay. I obviously have to do a shameless, obvious plug, but I am certified, also internationally. And yeah, my links are in the description for the Patreon and our website. We primarily operate through our Patreon. It ranges from $3 to $50. It goes $3, $5, $10, $25, $50 a month, depending on what you want. It's up to you. So go check that out. I would appreciate it.
Shameless plug.
This whole topic, number one, I probably will swear because I'm going to talk about Eric Worre, and that cretin makes me want to, there's like 4 men on the face of the earth that I want to like vomit my own tongue out when I see, and he's one of them for sure. So I'm sorry in advance if I swear, but it's really important for me that I talk about this, and I'll tell you why in a probably it'll come up. I've had friends ask me how to become a life coach and why I decided to. So those are the 2 questions I'm going to answer really quick. Why did I decide to? Basically, so I was at level 3, which meant I was still in my clinicals in the state that that was transferred to. I don't want to say anything because technically I'm not like fired or laid off, or like I'm COVID relief laid off, and so I could be called back and make the decision to go if I want to. At this point, I don't think I'm going to, but I still don't want to say anything because I did make a lot of great connections there. With that in mind, our department got shut down, and I still wanted to be able to help people. I was kind of really going through a lot where helping other people was really the only best way to help myself, and so I looked into it. It's something I wanted to look into before. Here we are. Hi, how are you? So that's that. It's not like a crazy inspiring story like some people have, you know, like Rachel Hollis, who is also a cretin. I don't know, what'd she do? Post about her stretch marks one time and changed the world? Yeah, it's not like a crazy in-depth. It's just I still wanted to be able to help people, and I saw what was missing between, you know, professional therapists and professional life coaches, and wanted to kind of like bridge the gap between people that can afford those things and people that can get those things easily accessible, and people that couldn't. So yeah. Now, as far as the how, 2 things. I learned if the seal's not raised, get your money back. I've seen so many things on Instagram that are ads like, become a life coach in 45 minutes. No. You can't do anything like that. You can't and shouldn't be able to do in 45 minutes. Let me show you something really quick. Okay. So my certification took 6 months. This is some of the stuff, okay? So these are just my review questions for my tests and worksheets that I had to memorize, and important, you know, need to relay information, especially having you don't have to be internationally certified. I chose to do that because I knew I'd primarily be online. I guess this expands to my story. But at the time that I was finishing this up, I was at like 18,000 collective followers, and now I'm at 47,000-ish. I don't know. I haven't done my media kit for the year. But yeah, about 47,000-ish. And I knew that primarily was where I was going to be. And I also know that I have 3% of my audience from South Africa, 2% from Canada, 4% from the UK, and then 7% from somewhere else I can't remember right now. So I knew like going in that I would access, and I do talk to people and I do access people that aren't in the same country as me. And so obviously it made sense to be international. And so here we are. And this is, look at all those paper clips. It's turned into a whole thing. It's becoming a whole thing, I think. I will put them in the thing below. said something that really stuck out to me where, what did they say? The life coaching industry is full of people who are underqualified but overcharge. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to probably get super heated within this, especially as I read a couple of the posts. It has turned into really like a multi-level marketing part 2 in life coach. First, let's answer a couple basic questions because I don't want this to be too long. And I do, disclaimer, want to say, obviously, when I talk with my hands. Sometimes I talk very fast and very exuberantly, okay? Nothing that I say, especially when I wrap this up and I say something that's probably going to be very controversial, none of it is to be taken lightly. My number one goal is to get you to watch this entire video. And so if I sit here and I'm like, so what is a life coach? That's boring and I can't do that. So don't mistake my energy and the way that I'm talking as like I don't care or that I think it's funny, because I really don't. It's just how I talk. Number one, what is a life coach? This is, I'll put the link in the description below. Mel Robbins, I'm looking at you. Also, Mac Attack, that's where I got that from. I'm saying a lot of words that don't make sense, but I'm trying to remember to credit these people in the description below. Go watch. I don't ever talk about one specific thing. Like in February, I'll move on to something else. So if you want someone that talks about like anti-MLM stuff or, life coaches, like popular life coaches like Rachel and Dave Hollis, Eric Worre, if you want someone that talks about those things consistently, go follow, the people that I put in the description. Otherwise, I kind of generally talk about the negative side effects of things that other people don't want to talk about, because I learned that you can be positive as a person and still talk about things other people might think are negative, because it's a matter of perception. So yeah, just reminder to Crystal later to put those people in the description. What is a life coach? A life coach is a trained professional, emphasis on the trained professional, who aims to help and guide individuals to make, meet, and exceed personal and professional goals. Do you need me to elaborate on what that is? Because I don't think you do. The next question after that is it legit? Yeah, life coaching as a practice and as a business is 100% legit. What happened was, though,
the multi-level marketing Huns
found their way into it. The get certified in 14 seconds Beachbody coaches found their way into it. And also, people don't generally, I've seen other people call themselves coaches, even for simple, like someone can be like, I learned to tie my shoes the very fucking best. Tie shoe, coach, a shoe tying coach, I think is what I was trying to say. Like the dumbest shit. Rachel Hollis went viral one time on Instagram or some shit, turned it into a who knows, $illions industry. So those people, the money grabbing 1% lucky people, got their hands on it and just defiled the ever loving shit out of this entire industry. So it is legit. It shouldn't be a pyramid scheme. I will tell you when it does become a pyramid scheme. Don't worry. Either in this video or the next one. Then this one is about like the life coach promise and what generally it is, what went wrong with it, and so on. The one on the 20th is going to be about Instagram influencers and multi-level marketing coaches just as a whole. I'm not going to talk about any one specific person. And then lastly, because I upload every Thursday, I will talk about Rachel, probably not Dave Hollis, but Rachel Hollis, because I was a girl wash your facer and I felt kind of grimy like as I read that book, but I was like, yeah,
I need to just stop being fucking sad.
So I really want to talk about her as a person. I use that term lately. What went wrong? Again, the wrong fucking people found it. I want to read you two things. We're gonna probably go deep into Eric Worre because he's my number one enemy. Not really. That would be the Yankees, but not last year though. So anyway, this is a very long post and I just got to the top. I'm going to read these and I'm going to start to tell you what went wrong aside from the wrong people found the industry. I'm also going to tell you why it's a pyramid scheme to a certain degree and how it turned into that. I almost forgot where I left off. Aiden was walking upstairs. Also, I'm not Dave Hollising my kid. If you know, you know. It's 2 a.m. and unfortunately it was like a 2-hour drive that we endured, and he fell asleep the whole time. So I usually wait till late at night to film, like between 10 to midnight, and usually on Thursdays I'm by myself. But I was in the mood. Just disclaimer. So it's not like, if you saw his 2 minute, we could only be so lucky, Dave Hollis's 2-hour Instagram rant where he was like just being horrible to his child that was asking him to do things. Again, go watch Mac Attack's video. Also, anybody that I endorse or put in the comments, not affiliated with, pretty sure they don't even know I exist. Actually 100% sure, because I just got back to posting on YouTube. And so none of my opinions are reflective of theirs, even if they're similar. It's just, there happens to be a lot of people in the world that have common sense, and we talk about it on the internet. So these posts, this is where I was. There's no disrespect to anybody that might know that this post is theirs, but I picked these two in specific. Eric Worre, I could give a shit about. Like, I'm going to talk about you, guy. You're not going to watch this video, but anyone who is, like, on the Eric Worre dick riding train, I'm going to talk about him. But this post I saw 4 different times. I usually will search like the first sentence of any post that I see and see how many other people are posting it, because it's copy paste, especially among multi-level marketing. And this one was posted by at least 4 people that are in my general, like the area that searched. So I'm gonna say it. It's kind of long-winded. Buckle up. Okay, so it says, I see a lot of posts with coaches talking about how much money they made this year. I've even had a few of my clients ask me how much I've made. I get it. I've not had anybody ask me how much I make. Our Patreon actually is set up to show people. Right now it's at 0 because I just started it. We haven't advertised it or really talked about it, but it's set up so people can see that number. That's not for any other reason other than, number one, I want people to know where their money is going and the value that they're getting out of it and how it's benefiting them, and again, where it's going and where it's being allocated, because that's important to know. When you go to a store and you spend your money, you like to leave and check your receipt. It's the same general concept, but I've never had someone outright ask me, like, how much money have you made? So I don't know, maybe people do. Then they say, I get it. If someone who appears to be doing well, we kind of want to know the number. I believe boasting about how much money you've made is a bad idea. There are some who will argue that someone like myself who helps other coaches fill their client calendar needs to share how much I've earned this year just to prove that I know what I'm doing. Again, this post was posted by 4 different coaches, both on Instagram. Instagram is where I got this from, but also on Facebook as well. And obviously they cross-post or whatever. After all, if I swear up and down that I help coaches make money and yet I'm broke as a joke, who is going to hire me? Here's the problem though. I could make up any number and tell you that's how much I've made in 2021. And what difference would it make to you? The answer, no difference at all. So that really calls into question, are you telling the truth when you tell coaches who you want to pay you to coach coaches to coach, which is another disgusting thing. I think I'm going to talk about that with the Instagram thing. Possibly, yeah. Instant coaches is what the title of the video is going to be. So you're making it up. You could make it up, is what you said, and nobody would be none the wiser. If I posted about how I made $1 million this year, would that mean I was good at coaching or just good at selling coaching? I feel like it's way more important to talk about the results of my clients. These are real people who came to me this year and tried to figure out how this coaching business was supposed to go. And within a short window of time, they were bringing in paid clients, sometimes for the first time ever. I want to say I've seen this and I disagree with it wholeheartedly. Oh, you make $10,000 in your first 90 days. A legitimate small business takes at least 18 months to see actual profit. If you're in something where you're making $10,000 within your first 90 days, it's a scam. Point blank, period, end of discussion. Then they go on to say, having students, these are their highlights. They had clients who hit $20,000 in months, $20,000 months in less than 90 days. I barely read this. I read the first 4 sentences, copy pasted it to see if it was reused because I didn't want it to be one person feeling attacked. Didn't even read this. And what did I just say? Having people bring in $10,000 in their first 30 days, having people make over $100,000 this year, having a few people book multiple paid clients in a 24-hour period, helping dozens of coaches get their very first paying client ever, building a community of amazing coaches. They didn't really emphasize what that means. I think there was probably more to this because there's a couple of misspellings, and the person that copy and pasted this, I didn't see who the original poster was, but I'm assuming it made more sense. and more things that don't make sense. The big deal is what this job allows me to do away from work. For example, this is where it falls in hand with multi-level marketing, because you hear this all the time from people trying to get you to join their pyramid schemes. I lost my spot. So my husband and I went to every event for our children. I was able to spend the entire month of July taking care of my family. So this says taking care of my family. He's doing great, but then it says they're doing great. Again, they copy and pasted this. This isn't even their original fucking words. Which begs, like, when I share anything, I'm writing a book on emotions during grief and emotions and, like, the different things that other people go through, and covering 360 some odd different emotions and how they pertain to me. Probably not that much, but that's the idea so far. When I share things, because yeah, in part, I told you my story with how I got into life coaching, but it also is reflective of who I am as a person, because I've gone through a lot. And I'm able to not only like compartmentalize, which might not be the healthiest thing, but I'm also able to work through things in a very public way. And other people have been helped by that. As weird as it say, like, I don't like saying like, oh, I've inspired people, but people have messaged me and said, you inspired me to do this, this, and this. And so that's what I'm relaying to you. I share things from the heart. This person shared something from someone else to make themselves look better. And that's not what the fuck this industry should be about. We were able to set aside money for vacation and invest however we wanted to. We can spend time at home when my kid, like, spend time at home, get to choose how much you want to work. You don't, you should. I try to dedicate 3 hours a day, even if it's late at night, to my business. So you don't get to work whenever you want. I also have to work around clients every Wednesday and Thursday. I have meetings or consultations or any calls for consultations from 8 in the morning till 9 at night. And you have to work around other people's schedules. They say, here's my point. If all you're focused on is the dollar amount, saying, I want to make $100,000 this year in my coaching business, that's not compelling enough to get you through the rough patches. But then this person just used that as a selling point to why you should buy into their coaches to be better coaches. They just used that. So they contradicted themselves. Yeah, this is, in big bold letters, I'm going to put that I helped people make $100,000 in 90 days or whatever. But if that's what you're focused on, you're not going to make it. Okay, but that was the end result, and that obviously looks really appealing to somebody, especially someone who just started a new business. My business partner and I, we actually had a conversation with someone, and they're a very sweet person, but they were targeted in a way that we knew we'd be setting ourselves up for failure, because we don't want to make $10,000 in 90 days or 30 days. We don't want to make would it be nice? Yes. Are we going to be helping people and adding value? No. We're going to be hard on ourselves, because realistically, especially in a pandemic, you're not making $100,000 in 90 days. Get out of here with that. If you're interested in creating a lifestyle that you control, where your life is on your terms, I'm here to tell you it's 100% possible. If you'd like some help before the sun sets, I'm happy to have a chat with you. I promise 2020, let's jump in together. Okay, I already talked about that enough, but is that not what multi-level marketing people say? And now we have coaches saying that. Coaches that coach coaches to be better coaches. I'm going to tell you why that is here in a second. This is the next post that says, and this one again was copy and pasted. This one had over 47 things. It literally it said 45 plus. And then I clicked more, it had a few more. So I counted 47. 40 some odd copy and paste that this had from different people. You need to read this if you're constantly being told your coaching is too expensive. I've been told by other coaches that our services are too inexpensive and they look tacky. I blocked this person. I might unblock them so I can put the message up here, but that it looks tacky and unprofessional. They said you should be charging at least $2,000 for your programs. Why? No, I'm charging $3 a month. Well, $3 a month isn't the program. You can get in the programs starting at the $10 a month thing. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be able to help more people that can't access your bullshit $2,000 courses that are just copy paste emails. Sorry about it. Not sorry. Before I read this too, I do want to say, so it took me 2 years, and I will talk about this again, to realize I needed a coach. I went through a lot of stuff on my own. For the last few months, side story, my Gmail got locked out, my main one that I use for invoicing, paying, and sending invoices. And then they charged a card $70, but my bank account is frozen. because I made too many purchases out of state and I have to go and fix that. So then I had to like fix this whole thing. And the whole time I was like, I can't access any of my invitations. I can't access any of my invoices. Nothing's working. The only email I had access to was the business email. And because my business partner and I both use that, I don't put like personal things on there. So it was a whole mess. And I, like, in the back of my mind, like, I know this, like, this person is very compelling, very successful. I look up to this person every single day. I'm sure I'll plug their book in here. Not once were they like, yo, what the fuck's up? Like, give me my money. And they are already very affordable. So I was like, shit, I gotta, I haven't been attending anything. I haven't been like participating. I need to get back on that because I've just missed it all. So the moral of this story is my coach is great. And you don't need to charge insane prices to be accessible, to make money. End of story. Anyway, blah. So I recently tried selling my slightly used tube of lip balm for 25 cents. How that relates to coaching, we'll find out. No one bought it, so I decided to lower the price to a single penny plus free shipping. Still no takers. Why wouldn't someone buy this perfectly good half-empty tube of used lip balm from me? I'm gonna stop right fucking there. No, because I'm... What? Are you equating people's cost for their services to use tubes of lip balm? Anyway, then they say, it wasn't because the price was too high, it was because no one wanted it. Because it's a half-used tube of lip balm and we're in a fucking pandemic. Now, let's say I had a brand new 2022 Tesla Model X. The year changed. Also, some people had 2021 and someone else had 2020. That's how I know, again, this is a copy-paste. If I offered this car to the exact same people for only $10,000, do you think I'd get some interested parties to raise their hands? More than likely. Used lip balm, 2022 Tesla Model X. Now, why do you think that someone's going to buy a Tesla at $10,000 and not your 25-cent used lip balm? Even if this were real. Why do you think that's a good analogy? It's not. The same people who wouldn't give me a penny before are now scrambling to figure out which credit cards they can use to pay me $10,000. What changed? The offer. For one thing, a 2022 Tesla goes for over $100,000. You can make that in 90 days. Apparently, getting your hands on one for 90% off is a pretty incredible deal. The car would instantly elevate the status of the buyer. Driving up a new Tesla is going to turn a lot more heads than whipping out a tube of lip balm. Used. Yeah, just said it was slightly used. The reason most coaches are broke, are they? Is because they're trying to convince people who don't have chapped lips to buy their lip balm. No, because it's slightly fucking used. How many different times can I say it? And when no one buys from them, they lower their price thinking that that's going to solve the problem. But it won't. Because no matter how low your price is, the people you're talking to either don't know what the outcome is that you're trying to sell them or they don't want the outcome you're selling. Totally irrelevant to the price of the things. People, I've actually had, since I started this Patreon 4 fucking days ago, I have had more people reach out to me because, number one, it's now accessible, $3 a month. A lot more people can afford that over the $675 program. So, nothing changed. I didn't change the offer. I changed the way that things were set up and bundled, and I changed the price. Because at the end of the day, I want other people that might not be, people cannot afford $200. Some people can't. They can afford $3 a month and then pause their subscription when they want to. And again, $3 is the lowest. It does go up to $50. Even $50 is reasonable for everything that comes in it. So, no, they know the outcome. If you're trying to sell, if you're selling a used tube of lip balm, the outcome is that you're probably going to give somebody a communicable disease or the COVID. And I'm sorry to swear so much, but it blows my mind that someone thought that this was a good idea. Well, if you try to sell used lip balm, no one's gonna buy it. Obviously. I wouldn't want it for free. I don't want to touch it. Matter of fact, you could pay me and I wouldn't use it. So what are you talking about? Would I buy a Tesla for 90% off? Yeah, absolutely. Would I buy someone's used lip balm? Again, no, wouldn't even touch it. If people don't know what outcome your coaching provides, tell them. So what does that have to do with the price? Because people know when they sign up for my Patreon with $3, they know that they're getting Patreon only, or like patron only messages and posts, access to our podcast, and activity worksheets. They know that's what they're getting, that are targeted for them. When they sign up for the $5 one, they know what they're getting. The 10, same thing. 25, same thing. 50, same thing. It's all laid out right there for them. And then I send them an email to let them know and remind them what they're getting. Don't beat around the bush with stuff like, it'll make your life better, or you'll improve your situation. Get specific. If you're an weight loss coach, share a specific example why one size fits all dieting doesn't work and how customizing a plan based on metabolism is much more effective, and give case studies of this if you can. There was no grammar in that sentence, so I read it as such. If you coach small business owners, share specific ways people can handle sales objections from qualified buyers so they can increase their profit margins. If you are a small business owner, you can look up free ways to get around objections. Go on YouTube, search sales objections, and you'll find 1,010 ways. I'm going to tell you the secret right now. It's about creating value where value isn't seen. End of story. Like, I've sold phones at multiple different places. Did I give a shit what phone you got? Absolutely not. Did I give a shit that you haven't upgraded your phone since 1912? Not a shit given. Did I laugh at your jokes? Yeah. Were they funny? No. It's not that hard. I also feel like you need to have a personality for sales. Not that every salesperson is the same, but you can't just be like super, I don't want to get like offensive, but yes, there are people that have a more withdrawn, personality. I'm not saying like extroverts rule the world, because that's not true, but there is a certain personality type. You can't teach interpersonal connection. You either have it or you don't. End of story. These are the results that people are willing to pay money for, right? But why does the amount of money matter so much? Posting content like this consistently will begin bringing high quality pre-qualified clients to you because you're showcasing yourself like a Tesla. I'm not going to showcase myself like a used tube of lip balm. You are valuable and the coaching you provide is life-changing. Is it though? Is it? When you put irresistible offer in front of the right people, you will never need to question your price ever again. If they can't afford it, it doesn't matter how irresistible it is. Why? Understand that. If you're in a place where you know you should be bringing clients in consistently every single month, but you honestly don't know what you need to do differently, let's have a chat. We can put together a strategy for moving forward, and if it feels right, we can work together, get you those next 5 clients in 90 days. One more thing I want to talk on before I go into Eric Worre and then what went wrong and finish this up. In sales, the first interaction is never a sale. Usually, right? If somebody comes to you and they know what they want, yeah, sure. But if somebody comes to you and they don't know you from Adam, you need to build a relationship. You are not building nice, healthy relationships with people when you're sitting here like, yeah, I'm going to make $10,000 in 90 days. You're either not building a relationship or you're putting false value on a program that is way too overpriced. You need to build relationships. Again, small businesses take at least 18 months to see any form of profit. You need to fail. You need to go through the things. So if you are especially if you're a life coach and you're new and you're certified, especially, because that's not even enough to like matter. It does matter in the grand scheme of life, but that alone people don't give a shit about that. I could have 14 doctorates hanging behind me. Not going to give a shit if I don't connect with you. If you listen to what I can offer people. And by the way, I probably should have said, like, I'm much different when it comes to coaching. Like, I'm still me, but I don't swear as much. This is completely separate from that entity. Like, I have, like, content creation Crystal and then business Crystal. And, yeah. So, no, I don't swear all the time. I'm not like, you fucking suck. Actually, it's the opposite. I say, life coaches suck. Other life coaches. Anyway, so I don't understand the point of that. Like, the used tube of lip balm had me messed up. I'm going to talk about Eric Worre. So he does a lot of multi-level marketing conventions, which is something we're going to talk about on January 20th with Instant Coaches. He did this thing. I saw a video where he like holds a board up and you write a bunch of bullshit on this board. And then you just like punch the shit out of it until it breaks. And he's like, yeah, man. And it feels good. I'm going to tell you right now, that does nothing. Writing things down, like I write my goals down only as a reminder to me what I need to actively be working on. So when I sit down, I see that. And then I do the actions to get there. That's it. It's not because some magic motivation fairy is going to come and sprinkle dust in my face and I'm going to get up and be a millionaire. Like, that's not how it works. It's written down for that. So writing all this shit on a board and then breaking it is completely symbolic, and it is exactly what they do in a cult. It is. Symbolism runs rampant in cults and multi-level marketing companies. Anybody can fall victim to these. I have before. The people that I know that are intelligent and smart and wonderful creatures have. Creatures is a weird word, but I was, filter, gone. It's not that, but because the symbolism of break this board and break all of your, everything holding you back. You left, you broke your board, maybe you took the pieces with you. What changed? Like, what action did you take to change them besides breaking a 2x4 or whatever it is? None action did you take. So this picture, if you can see it, now I'll put it here. It says, did you know 4.5 million people quit their jobs in November 2021? Then he says, the U.S. Department of Labor shared that in November 2021, 4.5 million people quit their jobs. Many people have expressed dissatisfaction with their jobs and that the pandemic actually gave them time to reflect on that. Many suffered from burnout and wanted to incorporate a better work-life balance. More people are pursuing careers where they can feel fulfilled. Of the 4.5 million people that resigned, a majority of them were women. Do you see where this is going? Let me just see. 4.5 million people quit their job. November 2021, because you always want to fact check, right? Blah, blah, blah. So this is a talent acquisition website. I'm not finding any reputable source that's not like CBS or something like that saying that. So I mean, yeah, people are saying it, but it's a news source. It's a talent acquisition website, which is a .org, which is not as trustworthy as what he's saying, the Department of Labor. Usually the Department of Labor would like come up first and something like that. But maybe I'll search, and then if it does, when I edit, I will put it in here. If about 77% of people involved in network marketing are women, what an incredible opportunity we all have to share the possibilities available in this profession. Network marketing provides the flexibility that many people are seeking, and with the right company, products, services that align with an individual's ideals, the satisfaction, I'm disgusted. Okay, so number one, let's talk about it. Yeah, a lot of people did quit their jobs that time. What else was going on? The mandates for nurses. A lot of them quit their job because I'm not going to get into, that conversation. A lot of nurses quit their jobs. A lot of medical professionals quit their jobs because of mandates. I know, I can't say who because I don't want to jeopardize but I know people that have significant health risks that were advised not to get the vaccine who then were forced to resign from their position. So not 4.5 million people voluntarily resigned from their positions. Here's this video we're going to watch. I said I was going to make this too long. Here we are. I'll try to edit it down.
In business and in life, you're either early or you're late. There's no such thing as being on time. Being prompt is a big deal when it comes to trying to build a relationship with somebody else. Because think about what it says if you are too busy to be on time for somebody else. They're there waiting for you and you're not there. What does that say to them? That says that they're not as important as you are. That says that you don't respect them and their time. It's rude. It's just flat out straight rude. If you'd be on time for the president and CEO of your company, if you'd be on time to meet with Mark Zuckerberg, why wouldn't you be on time to meet with a prospect or meet with somebody in your team or meet with somebody else when you said that you would be? Be a person of your word. Be on time. Show respect. It will help you in your business.
You're right the time. My business partner and I, for example, we've met now, but we had never met before then. We were Facebook friends, and we both have a similar story, and we both handle things in a similar way, and because of that, we connected before we decided to do this together. There's times when I say, like tonight, I said, yeah, I'll call you in 30 minutes. Didn't. That doesn't mean I don't respect her time. You know what I mean? Number one, why the fuck would I be meeting Mark Zuckerberg? Number two, honestly, I probably wouldn't be on time for my own funeral. My family says this too. So sometimes I'm late for things. But that doesn't mean I'm disrespectful. That means that I'm a human being and I have a life that isn't dedicated to suckling the teats of some CEO or president of a fucking... He's talking about network marketing companies. He's not talking about like you work at Walmart and you're meeting with the CEO. He's talking like you work at Unique and you are going to meet the CEO and you're late. I thought I was the CEO. I was the business owner. Who am I meeting? Who am I meeting? The CEO of what? Oh, right, because you're not a business owner. Examples of limiting beliefs. I'm an introvert. I live in a small town. If I had more time, I'd be successful. I'm not a good leader. My upline sucks. These are obviously targeted for multi-level marketing companies. I'm an introvert. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. I'm introverted. On any personality test I've ever taken, it says I'm extroverted. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of energy to be this personable. Yeah? Sometimes a lot of alcohol too. Not so much anymore, but yeah, like, I'm an introverted, extroverted person because those things are just labels. You can be an introvert and be amazing at anything you want to do. Are there things that might be more targeted for you and your personality style? Sure, absolutely. That's the beauty of all the different options we have in life. My upline sucks. Yeah, most of the time your upline does suck because they're only out for themselves. I live in a small town. What is that limited? Like, that's only for multi-level marketing. I grew up in a small town. I grew up in a town so small, like, our graduation ceremony, I'm pretty sure it was like maybe 45 minutes long. Yeah? Very, very, very small town. I didn't ever think that was a limiting belief. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about, when you see motivational speakers especially, I have friends that are very great motivational speakers. I also was part of a chapter of public speakers. When you see them, he's on the prowl right now. Like, you'll see the video. He's walking around the room. The other people are sitting down and he's walking around the room. He's being very open with his hands. He's doing this because
the ultimate question in network marketing is,
think of the way
if
that,
would you?
Like a velociraptor.
It is the most powerful question
that's a bad example, but
you could put in your
or
arsenal.
Like a wolf or a coyote is going to walk and span the area in front of you, right? And that's all he's getting power over these people to influence their thoughts. That's it. He doesn't care about you. He cares about you listening to what he's saying because he's getting paid by whatever company to be here right now. Let's see.
Story, would you listen? If I invited you to this event, would you attend? It works on about 15 psychological levels. It is thermonuclear. It is amazing to help a person move forward when their instincts are to be frozen. Keep the conversation going.
What the Okay, somebody tell me if thermonuclear, okay. Relating to or using nuclear reactions that occur only at very high temperatures, relating to or involving weapons in which explosive force is produced by thermonuclear reactions. What does that mean?
Thermonuclear.
What is that? Eric Worre, what does it mean? I found that this works to help someone move forward when their instincts are to be frozen. Keep the conversation going. What is so wrong about this, right? Because you could be like, you know what, Crystal, leave them alone. Like, they
are inspiring women to be their best self.
No, they're taking money from women. Because multi-level marketing and life coaches go hand in hand, I'm going to tell you this now. None of those people give a shit about you. None of those people care about you. Eric Worre was paid to be at that event. He didn't stop in for funsies. He wasn't like, yeah, I'll go speak here. He got paid, all right? Paid money. And for all he does is throw thermonuclear what? I'm still hung up on that. I know people are going to say, oh, man, triangle pyramid. Walmart is the pyramid scheme. No, because at Walmart, you have the CEO on top. and the workers on the bottom. In these systems, the money flows from the top down. The CEO of Walmart gets paid what the CEO of Walmart gets paid. A salary. Okay? The people at the bottom, they get paid what they get paid. A salary. It's set. They're getting that money regardless. And that money comes from like trust funds and other, businesses and corporations and entities that work with it's just a vast network of corporation stuff. But the money goes top down. In a multi-level marketing scheme, the money goes from the bottom up. Bottom, you know how I know that? Because I do. I don't know how else to say it. You get paid more the higher you go, but it's not like a CEO, because I'm thinking of all the ways that someone would disprove this. It's not like that. The CEO of Walmart doesn't get paid more if you hire your friend to work there. He gets paid a salary. The person at the top of the triangle gets paid based on how many people they have under them and based on that person's sales. Also, yeah, based on product. We throw that in there to not be a Ponzi scheme. But that's what it is. You on the bottom, you buy into the company. You pay for the website. Why don't you have a free website? It's your business. Why don't you get to control the price of your website? Why didn't you get to shop around? Why don't you get to control the look of your website, how the products act, what goes into the products, and how they look? Because you don't own shit. So the money goes from the bottom up. You buy into the company with your starter kit, your monthly fees, when you buy product to meet your minimums, when you buy product to, have for inventory. You're buying into a company and you're giving that company money. Why am I so adamant on talking about the life coaching industry, and why I probably will talk about it? I'm going to talk about it for the rest of January. But also, why do I get so upset? Because the amount of things that can go wrong is I can't even calculate a good number. There's no client tracking. For a lot of these people that you go on and pay $2,000 for their email list group, because they will do that. I've seen $2,000 courses that are like 18 emails with little PDFs in them and 1 hour phone call. I've seen that like IRL in real life. There's no client tracking. There's no HIPAA guidelines that's why, they can post up. Look at what Sally said today. Sally said, oh my God, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my marriage. And like my husband, stopped being mean to me and started paying. Like she can post all that personal information with Sally's permission, right? In a legitimate life coaching or therapy relationship, you cannot do that. And you shouldn't be able to. But there's no client tracking. They're not clients, they're students. They're this, that, and the third. They call them different things. So what I want to get to, and I'm going to put the suicide prevention hotline in the description below. And so if you need it, please use it. So what can go wrong is that because of the information that we're going to see next week with the instant coaches, the Instagram coaches, this toxic positivity that they're throwing out, Rachel Hollis especially, she's very much just fucking stop crying and get out there and wash your face. And that information, the wrong information given to the wrong person at the wrong time can lead to very detrimental things. And that is why it's so very, very important to have this conversation and continue this conversation. So yeah, number one, you're making programs for people to learn how to budget, but you're making these also $2,000, and then you're telling them if they were better at budgeting, they could afford your courses. Make that make sense. Listen, Jessica, just because you couponed 3 times doesn't mean that you're a budgeting coach. That's the reality of it. And I'm sorry. That's just the first common basic girl name to come to my head. So I'm sorry if your name's Jessica and you want to yell at me. Don't. I'm sensitive. That, on a serious note though, things could go so wrong so fast. And they wouldn't even notice, because all you are to a lot of these people that overcharge is someone on their email list. And you could, do something unfortunate to yourself and you're still going to get those emails. Because they don't know. They don't reach out to you like that. And I know this for a fact because I've seen them in real, I'll put them up in the next video. I will put them up there. But yeah, a lot of things can go wrong. A lot of people are stuck living a life that is somebody else's expectations because of people like this. Well, you can make $100,000 in 90 days. And then 90 days comes up, you made nothing because it takes longer than that to make $100,000. People work 10 years without making that much. You think you're going to make that? You know what I mean? Like, I guess someone would make $100,000 in 10 years, but not in like 1 year, right? Like collectively, yeah, sure, but I'm getting off the point. So what does that do? That puts you in a bad mindset. That you feel like a failure because you failed. And instead of these coaches helping you through the failure, they say it's your fault. And they tell you didn't try hard enough. You didn't follow the plan. You didn't follow the guides. You didn't show up for all of our things. Don't do that. And you really need to know, like, my coach has never said anything like that. And again, I don't know where his book is right now. I'd plug the shit out of it. Never said that. Never said that. Well, yeah, Crystal, you suck because you missed all of the trainings the last 2 months. Never said anything like that. In fact, I popped up in the group the other day out of nowhere, again, after 2 months because I couldn't find shit. And then I wasn't getting emails every, week, so I wasn't thinking about it. Regular, like, how you doing? Right? How a person should be, because this is about connections. This isn't about making $10,000 in 30 days. So if you are, number one, if you're a life coach and you're watching this, which I feel like some people might be, get fucked. If you're a life coach, no, not for real. But if you're a life coach that got offended by anything I said, yeah. And I will say that, and I will say that aggressively because you are targeting people that are vulnerable, much like people in multi-level marketing companies. You are targeting people to give you their last $dollars for your miracle program, and it doesn't work. You don't know that because you have fake testimonials from your friends. You don't follow through with these people. There's no real way for these people to even complain because you're not a legitimate coach. You aren't certified anywhere. They can't call the ICF and say, this woman ruined my life. It's just, they can comment on your Instagram and you can delete it. So if you're one of those people, again, bye. Either rewatch this video and learn something or leave because I can't do it. So anyway, I might have been a little bit too aggressive, but that is just the way that the cookie crumbles now, isn't it? I am choosing to be really aggressive with my negativity because a lot of these people that we're going to see, especially next week, are very, very, very aggressive with their over positivity. So yeah, I'm going to be aggressively negative against things that are stupid and toxic. Sorry, not sorry. Next week, I'm going to talk about, again, Instagram influencers and multi-level marketing coaches. And then lastly, on the last Thursday of the month, because that's the day that I choose to upload, because 50 Stories goes up every Saturday, I'm going to talk about probably mostly Rachel Hollis, again, because I used to be someone who read her books. And she's trash. So thanks for being here. If you're not here, that's fine. I'll cry on my own time. Let me know what you think about the life coaching industry. And let me know if I changed your mind. Did I? A little bit? I don't know. I just want people to see the value in coaching. Maybe not even mine. If you find another coach that only charges like $30 to $50 a month, go for it, right? If I talk too fast or too loud for you and you don't like me, that's fine. But I want you to see the value, because I know I've had people reach out to me about like, yeah, I've been advised to get a life coach, but I can't afford one. I can't find a good one. I can't find someone who, knows what I need. I want you to see that there is value, and I want you to understand there is a sect of coaches out there in the world that will help you. For number one, not an outrageous fee, and number two, not full of just toxic positivity. On that Dr. Seuss note, have a good night. I will see you Thursday.